As with many sports, once you know the rules and how to use the equipment right, the most important thing you can do to improve your game is by working on your mental game and controlling your emotions. Pickleball is no different. The game may look simple and easy to play, but if you want to get better at it, you need a good plan and a strong mind. When you get good at pickleball, you start to care less about how you hit the ball and more about how to win the game. So if you're looking for some of the best tips and tricks to win your pickleball matches, then you're at the right place. In today's video, we're discussing 5 pickleball tricks that will help you dominate your next game. Hello and welcome to Pro Pickleball Media, your #1 spot for all pickleball content. Our channel is dedicated to the fastest growing sport in the US, and we cover all fun and exciting things related to pickleball. So if you love pickleball and want to learn more about it, just take a second to subscribe and press the bell icon so don't miss any of our recent videos. In today's video, we're going to talk about 5 pickleball tricks that make you a match winner. Make sure to stick around to the end of this video where we will share 5 pickleball plays that you can add to your game now. Now let's get right into the video. Number 1, focus on footwork, not your technique. A good footwork is a critical factor in pickleball games and the technique involved in it, meaning how you hit the ball or grip the paddle is important. But you should already be good at your technique before you play your next game. This is what you work on and practice before. Focus on your footwork during your next match instead of your technique. You can let your skills and technique come naturally if you focus on your footwork. And anyone who has played pickleball knows that if you worry too much about how you're going to hit the ball or how you should be holding your paddle, you'll move slower and make more mistakes. Getting yourself and your feet in the right place is something you can do right now to improve your game as a whole. Number 2, don't let the score affect your effort. All of us have been there. When you have a big lead in a game, you don't pay as much attention. The next thing you know, the score is tied, or you've just given up the point that would have won. What a waste. It can also be the other way around. Let's say you're losing 7-0 and none of your shots are going in. Many of us will start to try to force or press shots. Instead, you should try to play hard and smart. You never know when your opponent will have a bad day and give you a chance to win. Next time you're winning a big game, try to stay focused and go for 7-0 to 11-0. And the next time you're way behind in a match, tell yourself that your opponent is going to get tired. This will help you get back into the game without forcing high-risk shots. Number 3, adapt to survive. Everyone has a favorite way to play, whether it's with power or with skill, but sometimes we get so focused on how we play that we forget how important it is to figure out how our opponents like to play and make changes based on that. This is especially true if your usual way of playing isn't working for you right now. For example, let's say you're a banger, but your opponent keeps giving you finesse shots that you can't seem to get a good drive on. Try making small changes to your game to counteract what you're doing. It doesn't help much to keep trying to solve a problem that doesn't exist or to keep shooting into the net. Of course, you don't want to change your game too much, especially if you don't feel comfortable playing another way. But if you make small changes during a match based on how your opponent is playing, you'll win more games and have more fun playing pickleball. And if what you're doing is working, keep doing it until it stops working. Now, before we move ahead to talk about more game-changing pickleball tips, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to our channel so that we can keep bringing more informative pickleball content to you. Your little contribution means a lot for us. Number 4, get a good warm-up. Pickleball is a game of touch. You often have to feel the shot to do it right. Just like a golfer needs to hit a few shots and putts before getting out on the course, a pickleball player needs a few shots before getting out on the court. So many times, players just run out onto the court without warming up and start hitting the ball all over the place. This wrong way to warm up can lead to a string of bad shots, frustration, and lost points that didn't have to happen. The key is to get past the first game so that you're ready to play when it counts. Use the first game as a way to warm up. Of course, you also have to stretch. You want to hit the ball well, but you also want to avoid getting hurt. Before you swing a paddle, warm up as much as your body as you can. Then practice each shot you might make in the game at least a few times before your match. Number 5, be patient. Everyone likes the big shots. These are the things you remember the most, and they make up the highlight reels in our heads. But 75 to 80% of our pickleball play should be shot that lead up to these big moments. If you try to score and make a put-away on every shot, you'll lose more often. Instead, tell yourself to be patient and keep an eye out for the best times to take those shots. Often the difference between a winning and losing team isn't who makes the biggest shots, but who is the most patient and makes the fewest mistakes by accident. When you get good at pickleball, you start to care less about how you hit the ball and more about how to win the game. Pickleball is played like chess instead of checkers. Now let's take a look at 5 pickleball plays that you may want to add to your game, especially if you're a player in the 3.0 to 4.5 range. Play number 1, the redirect. During net play, when all 4 players are at the kitchen, it's common to dink the ball to the player on the other side of the court. It's a longer shot that lets you cross the ball over the middle of the net, which is the safest place to aim since the net is lower, but there are no rules about how many times you can hit it cross-court. So the goal of the redirector is to put your opponent to sleep by hitting multiple cross-court shots before hitting a speed-up shot at your opponent right in front of you. The speed-up is a good shot that can surprise your opponent. If you haven't hit the ball in a while, they may not be ready, so if you keep dunking across the court, take a chance and try to speed up shot. Number 2, the lob. A lob shot can be a strong strategic move if it's a hit at an unexpected time. A lob could be a great go-to shot in many situations. One is when you're close to your baseline and your opponents are in the kitchen. This is a great time because it comes out of nowhere, and even if your opponents get to it, you'll still have time to get to the kitchen. When your opponents are close to the kitchen and one of them just got off balance to make a shot, then move them forward, that's another time. When you are off balance and try to go back to get a well-timed lob shot, it's almost impossible to do it right. Their teammates will probably try to help them, which will make their return shot even more confusing and hard to do. Number 3, the drive-drop combo. Instead of just hitting a third shot drop or third shot drive, you can keep your opponents on their toes by combining the two. This can also help you get into a good position at the kitchen line. Basically, if you're still at the baseline, drive the ball towards your opponent. But be careful not to hit it too high. When you give it back to you, gently drop it into their kitchen and rush to your own kitchen line. This sequence of hard shots and soft shots can really help you surprise your opponents and put you in a great position for the rest of the match. Number 4, the Ernie lower. The Ernie is a fun pickleball shot that's easy to set up when you want to use it. One great way to set it up at work, some dinks over to your sideline and then hit a dink towards your opponent's outside foot. This should throw off balance and make it hard for them to get their own dink cross court. The shot is close enough to your sideline. After they take it, do your Ernie. Number 5, the shake and bake. The shake and bake is a play that tries to take advantage of your opponent's habits. It's one of the most exciting on this list. For this to work, you and your partner should hit a low-lining third shot drive at your opponents who are coming at you. The person who hits the drive should stay back while the other teammate runs forward to get ready for the next shot. If your opponent pops up the drive or aims their shot at the back player, the closest player has a chance to hit the ball quickly right at the opponent who returned the shot. So there you have it, 5 great plays you can use in your next doubles match to beat your opponents. So what is your number 1 strategy to improve your pickleball game? Tell us in the comments. Also, don't forget to like this video and share it with your fellow picklers. Also, if you love pickleball, then make sure to watch this next video on our channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.